Let's get into the sunny way of the FCT.
Your Let's Talk station is here to keep you informed.
Sunny side. 12 to 3 p.m.
Live on 95.1 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is Sunnyside on 5.1 Nigeria.
So we get to talk about cost of drugs, cost of maintaining our health. All right, how's it with you? Have you gone to the hospital and discovered that you're unable to afford the drugs, or you're even unable to afford consultation fee? Because for private hospitals, of course, you have to pay for the consultation fee first, right? And that sometimes into tens of thousands. And then drugs, which also equally amounts to some thousands of naira. And now everybody has to pay for more, especially as it has to do with fuel, with the subsidy regime and what it is that is happening on your end. So what are the alternatives that people are making? Nigeria is a country known to have, even if things are for people who just choose not to go to the hospital. Sorry about that. Not because they do not have money, right? Not they do not have money, but because they believe more in traditional treatment. More in traditional treatment than in going for medicine, which they feel is a waste of time. So what they want, or what they would rather do, is just don't worry, let me to the village, or let me just gather some herbs in there. And by the way, the herbal business is doing great. You go on the net right now, you go on Instagram, Facebook, and so many of these social media, and you see that people are advertising herbs and people are buying. And you also have reviews and testimonies of people saying that, it's working. So that the cost of drugs have gone high. Have you resorted to most probably the use of traditional or unorthodox medicine? Or what has been your experiences? Looking at a story coming in from Nasarawa State, points to the fact that there are people who, Nasarawa State doctors have given warning to the government, the state government, to ensure that they take care of their demands. If not, then they'll be out to strike. Now, a middle-aged was reported yesterday to have allegedly or reportedly lost in Nasarawa State, as no doctor was on hand to attend to her following a 5-morning strike that was embarked on the resident doctors at the state government-owned Delhu Specialist Hospital, which is in La. The pregnant woman, whose name then visited the Hatu Hospital around 3:30 p.m. on Wednesday, was said to have been booked for a cesarean section yesterday. But she could not hold due to the 5-day warning strike, and she died while waiting for doctors to enter her. So you see the unfortunate thing happens, especially when you have a sector that is not fully functional, or you have distortions because of strike from doctors. Anybody should go on strike. I feel doctors should not go on strike. And that's why every country should point our priority to ensure that teachers and doctors are taken care of, as we see in the developed climes. It's an option of treating. We don't even have that option. Do you understand? That's my honest thought. For any that wants to experience meaningful development and a very healthy human capital, then should ensure that our education is adequately taken care of. Education, I feel, should have one highest, allocation of that. But we see it's not considered because not to be a priority. And it comes to policy and other business of scrumming, huffing and puffing, and pushing for leadership position when you see that you have a government in place, because you get to hear statements, you get to see action taken concerns that particular class. But you see, when it comes to taking care of education, because some people are able to take their children out of this country where there is an uninterrupted flow in education, or are able to fly out the moment they have as much as headache, then maybe that's what, we have these institutions highly elected. And these are crucial sectors of any society. So how we get to neglect these sectors, in terms of infrastructures, all the necessary equipments for the doctors to work, is what I don't understand, what I don't comprehend. You go to some general hospitals and dilapidation is an eyesore. It's just nothing to write about. You just weep and cry. Hospital is supposed to be a place you go in and because of the environment. In fact, that even contributes to your process because you're supposed to stay and you nurse your health back to, good health, or you nurse yourself back to good health. Apart from the support system, the drugs that you take, the environment plays a key role in ensuring that you have your health nurtured to normalcy again. But on the ISO we have in our hospitals, whether it's hospitals, primary health care, and the likes of them. Okay, so having said of that, with the strike we see, whether at state or national level, we're also looking at the cost of health. How affordable is how affordable is health for you now? What's your recent experience with going to hospital and buying drugs and you being able to afford or not being able to that? And what has that done for you in terms of your resolve to take care of your health and that of your families? I know who are not even up to minimum wage. Many people do families of 2-3 children, and even much more than that in some instances. And now think about such a family where your child falls ill. Went to the pharmacy the other day, had some pains in my body. So my husband and I were in the hospital, and then afterwards we're given a prescription of drugs where the hospital doesn't have. Luckily for me, I'm under the HMO plans and stuff like that. You contribute on the end, so when you get to go to the hospital and get it or get access, even though it can be really a drag sometimes. Like in my own case, I went, and for them to confirm it was another 5 years, I had to wait. Now they're just simple. It's not as if I need some operation or some very, drugs that are not available. So then, took all the time, and then I got the ones I was able to get from the hospital, and the ones that were not available, we had to go to. And I noticed this young man came in, and he seemed to be very agitated. And upon talking with him, he was saying that his child was sick. His child was sick. As pharmacist was trying to explain to him how the baby should take the drugs, and he was like, that he's going to go and pump the drug, just everything to the child so that the child will get okay. And we're like, no, that's not it. You might just even contribute to aggravation of the situation. Follow instructions, because the specialist or the expert who's trying to how effectively this drug works to ensure your baby gets back her health. And don't do that up to your ego. And we understand, for father or mother who cannot bear their children fall ill. But these are stories that we have I'm just imagining, because the guy, I looked at him and, thankfully, he was able to afford us. I don't know how much he paid, but he will too. Now, imagine the plight of fathers, mothers who have their children falling ill, or children who have their parents falling ill, and they can do nothing because there are some grave illnesses that requires for you millions of naira into treatment to ensure that your family member gets their health. So in that can be shown that yes, the cost of drugs have gone high, but then also the implication, what we are trying to explore this. And so talk to me about your health concerns, or basically your discoveries that you're doing to take care of your health and that of your family. Because there are times where what we afford before, what were in hundreds of naira, have now become thousands of naira. I hope it's better. But for now, we're trying to look at what the situation is like in terms of healthcare and its affordability for the average Nigerian. Okay. Call me up on 0700 51 0000. We're streaming live, by the way, on YouTube. You can just go to 95.1 Nigeria Info. 95.1. And you can join us and leave your messages there. We're also on Facebook. Drop your comments and I'd like to hear from you. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Yes, my name is Covenant.
Okay, Covenant. Let's hear you.
Yes. Personally, I think that I don't buy here in Abuja because the high cost of this thing. So each time I go to places like East, I go to this way called area jobs now. Okay, those are cheap, like those area places and all that. I get in it. The last time I went to Either, I saw that the dog I buy close to 300. I bought it 100 naira. I get in it. So I go to all those kind of places where they sell. I have to pack things I want.
What and what, Oga? And what do you go and pack? Are they prescription drugs or?
Not really. It's a warm malaria and all that. Not really kind of prescription. Are
Yeah,
you
the
getting it?
malaria is a prescription drugs now. So, let me ask you something.
Okay.
If you fall
Okay,
ill
okay.
and a doctor now prescribes a drug from what you bought, is it by that you now insist that you take on that drug? Because particular drugs that are sensitive to situation and peculiar to your case and will work only with that system based on the they've conducted. So, how do you buy drugs come and take without even falling ill? You know, how do you do that?
At least tech is something that's normal now. It doesn't need the kind of doctor. Yes, now prescription. I get it. Yeah, like me now. I've never been to the hospital. Like since I was born, I've never been to hospital. So me, any drug I'm just warm, headache, and malaria. These three things. There's no major thing. And there's one thing I found out from most of these hospitals. They'll give you drugs and take you to a particular hospital where you buy those things. So you not get there. You will not have the mind to negotiate or something like that. Some may be affected by their friends or they.
Hello? Hello? Oh, Covenant, what happened to your line? Sorry about that. Hello?
Happy dear.
Mm?
Good day.
Thank you. Good day.
Yes, I just of peace. And you see, topic actually, the way going now. Sometimes I imagine what most of these are pharmacists, how they, look at their customers that comes. You know, a lot of them, the way I observe, they will just look at your face, give you the drugs you're required for, and you price. Hit you, just hit you. Of course, after all, you are the one that comes for them. Because now, most of them that already maybe like imputed price on computers, and you just see sales girl, trying to, get the price from the computer. But a lot of them that are not, they will just look at this, you need this thing, they hit you the price. Mostly maybe you come with a name that's a common, which maybe like not a mall or Prado. They just hit it to you. Fair. It's not fair. It's not funny at all. But for me, God is faithful. I'm not this regular hospital visitor, and the way I treat myself, if I have malaria, I observe this malaria symptom. If I just give 3 days good rest and more of fruit, I tell you, that malaria will just pack his load and go. Then if there is something like catarrh and cough, I apply more of taking Lipton.
Oh, let me ask you. When was the last time you went to do a holistic check on your body, like as per or internal organs, like everything? Have you done that before?
I think that was last year I did. That was last year. I did that. Last year all through, never do. This year too, not. But I think I'm planning to. This thing I tell you, it helps me a lot. If I have that symptom, maybe because of stress, if I just give myself and take more of fruit, keep the fruit, under 3 days it flushed out. It is cough and catarrh and cold. I have Lipton. The thing will go. But my problem is mostly when, if it's hap, I won't force them to take it, or rest. So apply this medication. But most times, children's stuff, you might buy, and when they apply, it's not working. The next thing nurse will tell you, if this will not work, let's try one. In whose pocket? From pocket. You need to try. God has been faithful that by the time you try 1 or 2 times, you see the child will get back to it or half it.
Yeah.
I think, but I wish the pharmacists will have mercy, not just be hitting us price. Not even thinking of how much profit. They just look at your face. Okay, this him. They give it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. See, yeah, that's it. I mean, it gets really very easy for people. Some people will tell you that Justice of Peace will say, you have malaria and you're taking Lipton. I mean, who says when? Anyways, let's take this quick break and come back.
That's why we
Nothing breaks news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I do it every morning on Morning Fire from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Nigeria Info 95.1 and FMD Amede. Join the biggest conversation around the national politics every day. The way is trustworthy, full of passion, and yes, covers the biggest politics and the stories that matter to you. See, you have all the reasons to find out what's going on in Nigeria and be it differently. Let's talk. That's the way to go, even this morning.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Nwak. I'm the host of Hard Facts, and I bring you the stories driving conversation every day here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Fact Show. I love to get your own conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts. Join me and let's talk.
All right, back, and thank you so much for staying. We're sampling and knowing opinions and what people are doing to take care of their health. Actually, in times like this, with the increase in prices of drugs in some areas, of the country, doctors are like, but then people always have a or means of survival. You know how it is. The survival instinct in man is really very high. Some people defer to unorthodox drugs, talking about herbs and them. Some people defer to other things, and then people still go to the hospital. Now, I understand that the cost of things change. Of course, it's obvious in view of the current economic reality around that is the case. How are you coping? What's happening, and what are you doing to ensure you stay afloat, especially in times like this? Okay. Hello.
Hello, my coffee called back.
Okay.
Yes, I was saying something. You know, there's this perception everybody in Abuja has money. Yes. So when you now get places like all those pharmacies and all that, you know, now you kind of inflate your bills. You see, honestly, I should be truthful. Get at top. They check invoice. Say how much they bought that thing they are selling to you. It is the gain is very, very high. I hate it. Honestly, I said it. Since I won't buy around here, I said I won't to the east. Because
I hope also in the process of buying, you're not buying fake drugs. I just hope so.
No.
How? Wait. How do you know they're not fake drugs? How?
There's this barcode or something like that, and now that as well. Is that there's a number to confirm if the drug is fake or not? It's on all this. Yeah, you can't check if the drug is fake or not. Just get either barcode or a number. Just type it and send. It's found. I get it. What I mean in essence is, if we can be honest, we'll say something in Abuja can be honest and cut down the way they inflate their prices. It will be calm. It will be okay. If not, it's well low. God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria. Thank you, Mr. Covenant, for your own. He said he will not buy things. What does that really change, though? Really? Huh? Maybe hundreds of naira. Hello.
Good afternoon, Swat.
Good afternoon to you.
Okay, that's Emmanuel.
Welcome.
Okay. My sister Swat, you see the pharmaceutical business in Nigeria. If you look at what happened, some of the activities as in relation to sales, it's like fraud, defrauding the public, because they know the last.
Hello.
Either the whole. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay, I said the last for somebody who is sick, of course, is to go to the pharmacy to get by a hospital or hospital. I had an experience during it. There was this particular drug I needed to buy for my boss in the office. We looked, I can't even remember the name. We looked here and there. We went to some pharmacies, some were selling 29,000, 30-something thousand. Then I bumped into somebody who supplied them. I can't remember how I got to know this guy. He now said, okay, he's going to link me to where I was buying this thing off. He wasn't the major supplier. For him to have linked me there, it means he was doing it at a little profit side. You know what? I had this draw through him for 12,000 naira.
Oh, wow.
For 12,000 naira. You can see what is going on. And then, on the general note about the health in Nigeria, I'm not a professional, but I suspect we have so many issues, challenges. One of it is the of diagnosis. This is why you resort to traditional way, taking herbs that have no age. Because if you go to the hospital, they could be treating, renowned hospital, they could be treating this. In the end, it will be discovered that's what it is. And by that time, the situation will have gotten out of hand. I think, and I suggest, that our government should put attention to our healthcare. Upgrade. When you go to overseas, they will tell you what it is. In Nigeria, this hospital will be treating malaria, this one will be treating typhoid, this will be this. In the end, they will tell you hepatitis. And by that time, it will have gone out of control. These are losing their life in this part of the world. It is really sad.
Right.
I want to urge our people to put attention to health. It's very important. We need to live to be a country. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah, voice.
What?
Yeah, my name is Colin.
Oh, okay, courage. Uh-oh. Network is not good.
Hello?
Network is not good. Call me back. When you go to advanced countries, people are serious about their health. You feel that, health and research are not, you cannot separate them. It's very important. You're making research on new diseases, new drugs, everything. It's just a combination of so. I remember at the Hadassah Hospital when we that visit to when we went on that walking visit, we were taken to Hadassah Hospital, biggest referral hospitals ever, and they said at a point in time, or at every point in time, there is less than 200 researchers going simultaneously, and they've had a lot of breakthroughs. So that you see that medical tourism is so high in that place, even people from all sort of countries, from the US, Germany, from everywhere, countries that you call advanced in their own right, also leave their own advanced countries to come to Israel, especially that hospital, because they know of the medical breakthroughs. Now we asked, I remember, I talked about the breakthroughs that they've had, on a condition. I would have to refer to that interview we had and the voice, and probably play it sometime to just listen, to what these people are doing. And they also have, programs. They're able to admit doctors from different parts of the world who come for internship, for programs, to get to equip themselves. Then they're asked to go back to their countries, give back, especially as it has to do with in this other place that has to do with child cardiology and all. So it's serious business. If you put so much. And it's a situation where everybody has some sort of health scheme or health insurance, whether you're working or not, government care of that or subsidize that for that. And then if you're working, there are plans that are put in place for everybody. So nobody has accused that, okay, I don't have money. Unlike healthcare is instantaneous. You have to pay from your pocket, and that's why a lot of them afford. So it's all a part of it's a holistic plan that everybody is putting into or factored in, because the care of the human capital is very important. That's countries do. Hello.
Hello,
good afternoon to you.
Swat.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I just opened, radio now. I heard a person talking about what the way they are behaving, so how you started it. But
okay, so this is my question. My question that we're all, trying to rub minds on is the health sector in Nigeria and how are coping currently in view of the inflation and all that is going down the country. How are you taking care of your health, family, buying drugs, consulting with doctors? What have you been doing, or how has it been with you? So generally sharing experiences.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to talk particularly about the pharmacies. The pharmacies,
okay.
They are capitalizing situation in the country. Honestly speaking, things that you can buy for 200 naira some weeks or some ago.
Yeah.
Now you go to a day is 700 naira, and you don't have option. You have to buy. They are capitalizing on the situation. I don't know why it is like that. I remember in this, you go to 3 houses together, whatever you are buying is the same thing. As if it was living in their mind, in heart then. They don't rate price. You find out that price are all the same thing. But what you buy in Abuja is quite different what you buy in Suleja. So exorbitant here. So it is very, very difficult. And going to the hospital, are you still with me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, going to the hospital, I want to tell you my experience just on Tuesday.
All right.
I went to hospital in Maitama. All the drugs that after all this and so on, seeing the doctor to register here, all the drugs they gave me, they wrote for me, they have only one. The rest, they use it by that I should go and buy outside.
Under any program, insurance scheme?
I'm not under anything. I'm a private man and a businessman. All of that one, they only gave me one, which cost me 6,000 naira. The rest, I had to go to the hospital to buy the rest. The rest.
Yeah.
And why is it like that? And the again in the hospital is not very, very good to those who are sick. It's not favorable. You went to the hospital early at 6 a.m. up till 1 p.m.
Still in the hospital.
Don't see doctor. Even up to 1 p.m.
Yeah.
You end up leaving people around 3. So those are the things that some people away from going to the hospital for their medication.
All right.
For their
treatments.
Medication, you have to go to park. Doctor, go to pharmacy, who will exploit the most cases, the drug they give them will work.
All right. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Appreciate.
Thank you.
Hello. You're welcome, sir.
The only woman that's sick with a melodious voice.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome.
I want to speak concerning the pharmacy situation in Nigeria and how my people are coping. I'm not in Nigeria, but I still have some experience with pharmacists in Nigeria. I want to say some of our pharmacists, they are very, very, very best. And I will tell you why. Some of them, they work federal government. Go and do your, most of the pharmacists you have in Abuja, the one I know, some of them are also in the federal government. What they do is to bring drugs that are about to expire in general hospital. They want to refuse to give people. They ask for drugs, they will tell you that it's not available. It's about to expire. They move to that store. And that's why I'm telling you this. Because when I gave birth to my first daughter, we went to hospital. There is some drugs from one they don't have. The one was last he brought a note from me, go and give the person, but they brought out the drug and gave it to me. And I want to tell you, and when just it's owned by one of the doctors working in Kuwa to buy a drug. So he gave this to us to get a drug to get a baby. Expired drugs. Some of them
So this is expired drugs. Are you alleged they know these drugs are expired and despite that they are hanging in? Is that what you're alleging?
Sir, somebody that will run the pharmacy is not somebody that doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Know the consequences. What they have the record of all on their shelf. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, right. You should.
When you bring out, okay, before you prescribe a drug, a baby, you go through the content of the drugs. He wanted to give my daughter an injection, and I don't know what came over. I said, wait, give me the drug. Let me see the drug. When it was expired.
Wow.
And I don't want to mention name. Kupit Road in Kupa is where the pharmacy is. Kupit Road in Kupa. Well, a baby of 6 months expired. Injection. How less they can be of money. So we need government to regulate activities. The price is because some of the drugs they are selling for as very expensive price. It doesn't worth it. Doesn't worth that. Because we deliberately tormenting our people. God will help you. I wish Nigeria all the best. Pastor TJ from
Thank you very much. Appreciate.
Yeah. Bye.
Hello. Hello.
I can hear you.
Wow.
Hello?
Okay. That line is probably. Hello.
Mrs. Joshua.
Sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you.
You're cooking good vegetables for my brother. That's what better than me.
I'm trying my best, sir.
Yeah, something I wanted to tell you is very important.
Okay.
What radio station is doing is provide a basis for good governance, including healthcare. This issue in Swat, I want to tell you, a man they call Dr. Babadna Adams. May God bless. Is a typical example of a patriotic young man with brain. I think sometime when I was hearing about he was doing great work as director of advertisement in Abuja. He does not allow people to advertise fake or fake things. How do they do both in Abuja? I went to him personally. I saw many ideas who were going to him. He was providing information for medical institutions. You know what? When you advertise fake cases, you can get isolate the ones which are true. And I found out that one thing that the radio station can do is a family. Let us do other sectoral stakeholder meetings. This issue you raised before, may God bless you. Because I'm raising in a larger audience, so you know what's happening in the rural areas and what's happening in the urban cities. It's true, Dr. Babajana Adams, the director of advertisement, but I heard about Cardiff Hospital. And I went to the hospital, they will provide very special care for people. And many people don't know about these things. And I think this is about knowledge. Because I'm a platform now to find out how to do this healthcare. I have met with the former Minister of Health, Dr. Him. I told him that there are some issues about healthcare. And he should come and listen to him to talk to us about how we can post a healthcare system. For instance, if you go, as you mentioned, Israel, if you go to Canada, they have a system that you anything wrong with you, there is a system to take you. And that system is foolproof. There's an agency that you know whether that's a good hospital, whether it's a good pharmacy, whether it is a doctor or not. That's why I asked my son.
All right.
He's a surgeon, but he told me what to do whenever a member gets sick. So we need to meet more in a class so when we can gather these views of other Nigerians and use these views, escalate them onto the new Minister Health so we can have quality health system.
All right.
International standard.
Yes. Thank you so much, Elder. I appreciate your question. Hello.
Hello, Swat.
Yes.
Adam.
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. My name is Kashnada calling you from Abuja.
Okay, welcome.
Talk about the health center here. I think my daughter said them today. My wife. Talking about the issue of this. What you buy there, the price outside there will be different. Sometimes what buy there is higher than the price outside. Because what we witness a drug that 500 outside. You go there cheap. My wife bought it 700. How do we know? Because we don't have. We now took the prescription and they want to the practice, reaching their kind of explaining what we are doing and what are not. She said this one is 500 and why she has gotten there in it at 700 naira. So honestly, and another thing I want to say, the way sometimes the way they talk to you, all these doctors, I plead to you people to not put fear to sometimes the way they talk to patients matters a lot.
Is it also the nurses now?
Yes. Man told me that don't you see how she's breathing? Don't you see how funny that I will left home together. They're not going to now face my business. If they have this breathing, they ask you to call, you didn't come on time, whatever. Now, is it not the coffee? It's coffee issue and it's
wow.
But the way they talk, sometimes the way they talk, I don't know who's supposed to monitor. This is the health minister or whatever. These doctors, they should know how to talk to patients. It matters if you talk to patients, you put fear on them. Put fear on them, the person will be panicking.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you much. Let me read some messages on Facebook and other platforms as we continue. It's 1:47 p.m. Good afternoon. Watching live from Wuse 2. That is going on Friday, Musa on Facebook. Sweet 2 Center Muniza Joffrey says, Swat, watching live from Kampala, Uganda. Wow. And then that's okay, Sweet 2. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Appreciate you. All the way from Uganda. And then Perps Amarachi Side Swat, Nigeria Info is a wonderful thing. Gradually, I'll become a family member because I really love guys. Kim, Femidi, Itodo, Debbie, the rest. Tell Mommy Z that I love her. Perps Amarachi, we appreciate it. Don't worry, part of the family already. Okay. We don't have any messages on YouTube, so I will proceed to the WhatsApp to read. I went to a general hospital for treatment of persistent malaria fever, and after we approached the pharmacy, and out of drugs prescribed by the doctor, the one drug was available while we were asked to go and rest outside. Moving forward, government have up with sincere health insurance scheme that can offer reliable patient services nationwide, says Neme Nasokoro. Thank you, Neme. Jane in Lugbe said, these doctors are, wow, choice. And he didn't use a nice word to describe them. He said, doctor told me, one, that, Madam, you want to die because of your BP is high. I don't know, some very careless words that they think I understand what the other guy was saying about doctors need to take it easy. How do you say that to patient? You want to die a baby because you want to help them understand how they can maintain that baby so that they will not die, throwing that very carelessly. That's not good. And he coming from a doctor. Okay, someone said, I'm sorry, try to get you guys. Okay, right. Okay, I'll get back to you. Top of the day to you. I'm one of your favorite listeners. Thank you for all you do. I would like to have a contact of Pastor TJ that will used to call him from Dubai. Please tell him. David Isibo. I'm sure Pastor is listening, and if he's interested, he will know. So I'll give you his number. Thank you, sir. Barrister Dema, thank you for bringing this topic to us today. May I want to ask, who are those wondering what hospitals are doing in Nigeria? Do you know that for those of us who are under health insurances, any doctor asks you to get for your patient in the hospital, you get to the hospital pharmacy, when they check your information and they notice you are under HIA, they will tell you most of those expensive drugs are not in there. So go and get it outside. Why? I've had that sort of complaint a whole lot of time. Yeah? I don't know. Kenneth from Karamoso said people had no idea and the benefit of being healthy. I have once had an experience visiting hospital, and I know how terrible it is to see the doctor. And people, whenever you wake up in the morning and discover you are so sound, go down on your knees and thank your creator, says Kenneth in Ermo. All right, thank you so much for the feedback this afternoon. Good afternoon, ma. Our doctors that have moving in droves and price of drugs have increased. My wife was at one of the general hospitals yesterday. 2 doctors attended to the whole patient came. She told me most of the doctors she knew have relocated abroad and drugs were bought for 3K upwards for 5K. Marcel Kubwa sends that in. See, as a family man, it's not easy. The only thing I do now is to change my food, mostly tea. Now I use cinnamon, of ginger, garlic, and turmeric as my tea in the morning and evening. Clinton, then leave the rest to God, says Manzo. Are you sure of that? Okay, Swat says Topper. Hello to you, Topper. Hello, Joyce. Okay, this is not for me. Okay, let's read this message. This one says, good afternoon, Ma. This is Robinson from Gwawala. We're now using herbs for treatment because the cost of drugs, doctors, nurses, maltreat patients is now something else. I pray this new government should come to the aid of the average Nigerian and do something about the high cost of things in Nigeria. No name the message. I'm Joyce. I got pregnant at 24. The father of my baby is not even concerned, though. When I took an ND, I also gave, my family has been one helping me. I was into handwork, fashion designing, but not through with it before. Okay, so I don't know. Is this for me? I don't know if it's for me. But let's look at your story and see if we're able to thrash it. Maybe tomorrow. You said you want, so far a year, you have begun practicing what went in the ND, also posting what I made in social media. From there, I got someone to patronize me. And after he came back to come and beg me, but after the begging is still not showing sense, so I forget about him. But there is this man that was so much intrigue. Okay, all right. I'll get back to your message on that. I'm going out of our discuss this afternoon, but I will still come. Good day. My doctor once advised me to be alcohol so that it's not to sleep when I was suffering from high. Are you serious, Nyebuchi? That's bad advice. After Swat, Welton Emmanuel again. Our healthcare challenges are complex. Healthcare is not accessible. Diagnosis is poor. Health workers' attitudes and healthcare staffing training is poor. Payment of healthcare staff is poor. Drug sale is fraud, or people are dying. Help. Please, government should declare a state of emergency on the healthcare. All right, that's Welton Emmanuel. Let's come back to the phone line for the. Okay, we have to stop for a commercial break, and I will continue after break. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with me. It's 95.1 Nigeria Info. We are trustworthy, conversational, and passionate. Stay with us.